Greetings, Tokozani, Dumelan, Kamagu. It is such a privilege and an honor to join you all at this closing ceremony of the 7 days of rest. Since the 1st of January 2022, we have danced with the nothingness. We have danced with the great mystery. We have danced with the void that is inherent in rest. We have danced through story, we have danced through ceremony, and we have danced through sacred offerings of movement and other practices that ignite and deepen our ability to rest. And through this time of 7 days, we've connected with our planet, with our mother, with Gaia. We've connected with Geb, our grandfather, and our ancient ancestors, and the common ancestor who unites us all. Through this time of 7 days of rest, we have come into communion with the stars. We've come into communion with the cosmos. We've come into communion with all that is. And so it is only fitting that I am here honoring the 7 days, honoring our time of sacred community from around the world, honoring our community with our planet, our community with the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, our community with the tiny insects, those that crawl and those that fly, those that float. Our community with those that crawl, those that are under the waters, deep under the earth with the roots and the plants, that we're here in community with other beings, other life bodies, other human beings, that we're here in community with all deities and all principalities and all that join us in the great community of life. It is an honor and a privilege to welcome my brother here in Napotron, who will be joining in our honoring of ceremony in the sacred time. And in that honoring, I bring forth the waters of Nut within the sacred calabash to represent the feminine. And with that honoring, we bring in the earth and the fire with Mpepo, our sacred herb, that brings forth cleansing and brings in the ancestors. With the honoring, we bring in the infinite potential. We bring in the infinite potential inherent in all that lies in earth and ether and air. And we bring in our honoring, we bring in the waters, the earth, the fire. We bring in all the elements, and we bring in life itself. Tokozani, Kamagu, Tatenda, Ashe.
Ashe.
but darkness itself, and darkness everywhere. Nothing existed but nothingness, and nothingness neither hot nor cold, neither dead nor alive, and nothingness far worse than nothing, and frightening in its utter nothingness. For how long this nothingness lasted, no one will ever know. And why there was nothing but nothing is something we must never try to learn. Nothingness had been floating for no one knows how long upon the invisible waters of time, that mighty river with neither source nor mouth, which was, which is, and ever shall be. Then one day, or is it right to say one day, the river time desired nothingness, like a flesh and blood male beast desires his female partner. And as a result of this strangest mating of time and nothingness, a most nigh invisible spark of living fire was born. This tiny, so tiny spark of fire could think, and grew conscious of its lonely state. No one nor nothing could hear its cries in the lonely depths of utter nothingness. Like a forlorn babe, lost and in despair in a cold, dark forest. I exist, I am what I am, was the living thought that passed through the mind of the tiny spark as it wildly flew through the dark, trying to flee from where there was no escape, trying to evade the lifeless, empty, dark, and utter nothingness. It was like a tiny firefly lost in a dark cave beneath a berg from where it could never escape. I must either grow or end my life, thought the spark at long last. If nothingness wishes to engulf me in my present size and state, then I must increase my size till I equal that of nothingness. There was nothing for the spark to feed upon and grow, so it fed upon itself and grew in size until at last its mother nothingness became aware of this unwelcome presence and decided to destroy it. Nothingness at first had tried to smother it in darkness, which is the enemy of light. But the spark resisted brighter and became yet brighter. Then nothingness cast a spell of cold upon the spark, cold, a deadly foe of heat. But this induced the spark to grow only hotter and yet more hot. The living spark did grow and grew until at last it equaled nothingness in size. And to sustain itself, proceed with growth, it devoured its mother in nothingness and digested her with the most awful flash of light that anyone or anything had ever chanced to see. I am what I am, it boasted. But River Time was very cross with what the spark had done, and quickly sent the spirit cold to fight the spark outright. A mighty battle soon ensued, in which the spark, now a universal roaring flame which filled the sky with many soaring tongues, tried to melt a cold spirit and devour it complete. With its cold, its icy spirit blew its cold, wet breath into the flame. But it only turned a portion of the flame into cold, white ash. And this ferocious battle, which started so long ago, today still rages unabating, and shall yet proceed till time shall cease to flow. And the wise men of the tribes relate that if the flame one day shall win, and all that shall exist shall perish in one consuming fire, while if victory goes to the spirit of cold, all living things shall freeze to death. May the great spirit, who is Lord Almighty and paramount
From the still warm ashes, wounds and flames existed, inflicted in battle by the spirit of cold. There arose the great Mother Ma, the very first goddess of human shape, the all-knowing, omniscient, most merciful goddess Ma, had created herself by the great spirit's wish, who, displeased with this wasteful and senseless war between the flame and the cold, had come far beyond the 10 gates of eternity to bring order to the universe. From the still, warm ashes, wounds and flames existence, inflicted in battle by the spirit of cold, there arose the great Mother Ma, the very first goddess of human shape, the all-knowing, omniscient, most merciful goddess Ma, had created herself by the great spirit's wish, who, displeased with the wasteful and senseless war between the flame and the cold, had come from far beyond the 10 gates of eternity to bring order to the universe. The great goddess Ma had come far from beyond the 10 gates of eternity to bring order to the universe. Far from beyond